Greetings and the best of salutations. There will be prayer, power, peace, patience, and prosperity. One thing that I come to a point in my life that I promise myself, and it is a intellectual promise. And in that intellectual promise to myself is that I realize that the best project that I can work on is myself. And by having the will to work on myself, and thankful for the wherewithal in order to deepen that process of that intellectual promise that I have for myself by working on myself. By asking questions of myself, demanding answers out and from myself, and seeking those questions wherever they may be. Seek could be something that is coming out of you, because the root word for education is Latin, is to bring out, that is from within. Wherever I go, I seek to bring out the best in me, and the wherewithal to bring out the best in me. And it's a promise that I made to myself. And it's an intellectual promise. It's not to a point where it's that, and bring out the best in me, hopefully those who are understand the importance of a learning environment, that we bring out the best in each other and not the worst. Not in any form of deception or deceit, but then doing so, you can determine how can it be measured by recognizing is that which we identify with, the best of us. That could be the decency that is in us all. But to identify by displaying or having gratitude for that process. When it comes to the intellectual promise that I have made to myself, and that requires patience. Because I have come to discover certain things about myself. Yeah. This project, intellectual promise. It's called an intellectual promise project of self. And then willing to delve deeper, even deeper, into furthering this process. And by having enough strength to repeat this process. And what will the results will see if I am able to identify and recognize either if I'm grateful or ungrateful, either if I am impatient or patient with this process of this intellectual promise that I made to myself. And it is, once again, I said, is measured by my decision making. My decision making. Either I am grateful or ungrateful, or patient or impatient when it comes to recognizing and identifying with being sense of gratitude. And in that gratitude, in this process of the intellectual promise to myself, the gratitude is when I have made the connection with myself. And the connection through this process of this intellectual promise that I made to myself. Without connection, there is no growth. You can look at it as another form of evolution, of evolving. And you can look at it as another form of salvation. Yes. Salvaging the intellectual promise that an individual makes to him or herself. Because the best project that one can work on is him or herself. And deepen the connection with him or herself. And be able to identify with gratitude. Because I realized that there's a variable saying that he or she is a product of his or her environment. I said, no, we're a product of the decisions that we make. I mean, that's what I've come to learn to know. I think someone have shared that. And very challenging indeed. So what sparked this was an exchange that I've had, because our personality gets in the way, and we just maybe need to, as humans, continue to encourage each other, inspire each other, enlighten each other, inform each other, and empower each other. But I think that we first need to strengthen that bond with ourselves, to inspire ourselves, to inform ourselves, to encourage ourselves, to enlighten ourselves, and to empower ourselves. Strengthen that bond with ourselves, and hopefully there could be a model to strengthen, to help and make that connection with self, and maybe it can be a model for others to connect with each other, and further deepening that bond and that connection, one with another. Gratitude.